Okay, growers, it's me again, Shannon. Tonight we're going to talk about measuring our giant pumpkins and estimating their weight. You see a lot of people posting on there that their pumpkin weighs 400 pounds, 200 pounds, and that it's gaining 25 pounds a night. How we do that is we estimate the pumpkin's weight by how it grows, and then we enter this information into a spreadsheet, or we enter it into a pumpkin app. I'll include a link to the pumpkin app later, and I will also include a link to where to purchase the tape measures later. So tonight we're going to be measuring the 869.5 Cali. This is kind of a special plant for me. This seed, I've been growing giant pumpkins for 25 years. This is actually the first seed I planted 25 years ago. It was given to me by a gentleman named Fred Cali, and I was given the honor of planting this seed and getting it to germinate this year. So let's go from there. Okay, so as you see here, we have the giant pumpkin. On this end it's the stem, on this end is the blossom. Okay, so first we do a measurement. We get our tape measure. This is a simple quilting tape measure. I have a 288 inch flip it. So first measurement we do is end to end. We simply take the tape measure, we stick it on the ground on this side, and we pull it down until it reaches the ground on that side. We then enter this information with this measurement as our end to end measurement. Okay, then we go side to side. Now when you're measuring your pumpkins, I see a lot of new growers out there getting excited about measuring their pumpkins. Be careful. At this point, anything you do and touch on this pumpkin, any scratch will become a scar. It'll only get bigger. So this is our side to side measurement. You go from the middle, where the top is the highest point, touches the ground on this side, bring it to this side, record that measurement. This is your side to side measurement. Side to side. Okay, now the tricky one, when they're small like this, it's not so bad, but as the pumpkin gets larger, you're gonna have to ask for help of somebody to help you measure this. The next one is circumference. Circumference, you wanna try measuring in the same spot all the time when you're doing your measurements, otherwise you get false hope, so you think you're gaining a lot of weight. So the circumference goes all the way around the pumpkin. I go slightly above the stem, right to the blossom, all the way through. Then I carefully take my tape measure back off here. At this point, when I'm measuring my pumpkin, I'm also checking things. I'm checking my blossom end down here to make sure things are still good down here, that we don't have any fungus or we have any rot going on. I'm also checking on my stem end to make sure my stem is still loose and that it's not pulling, because what happens later is if your stem and your vine are pulling, you create stress down there and you'll create a stem split. Also, when you check your pumpkin, you're checking for your blossom end. Also, the blossom end right here is the weakest part of the pumpkin. It's also the thinnest part. If it's going to split, a majority of the time, it's going to be right on this blossom end. Again, if you have questions, ask questions. I'm more than willing to answer your personal questions. Send me a text, send me an email. Follow me up on Facebook. Whatever you got to do, just grow them big. Thanks.